Hi everyone, I'm back playing Conflict of Heroes Awakening the Bear, 3rd edition. This is Mission 5 Red Ice, and in this mission, the mission set up both at night and in the snow. So the range of the weapons is a lot lower. I think it's a 5 hex maximum range. What we've got here are two flanks of Soviets coming down both the flanks of the map. They are trying to attack this village, and take control of some key control points here. The Axis forces are going to try and stop them. We've played the first turn now and inflicted a couple of casualties on the Soviet forces. These MG-34s positioned in such a way they were able to do that. And then we'll play through the next couple of rounds and see how we get on. This is a 5-round scenario, so let's see. So I've just finished turn 2, and the Soviet forces have been able to move down this flank a little bit further, and then really been halted by the MG42 here, MG34, and it inflicted a casualty marker on that unit there. This flank, the Soviets a bit more successful, been able to start to get into position again. Had a casualty marker inflicted on them from that MG34. So they're starting to get into position a bit more now. They're going to start returning fire on these MG34s. The Soviets really need to be able to either move around the 34s or be able to take them out. Charging them, moving directly against them against the open terrain would be foolhardy. Partly because in this scenario, because it's set in the snow, they create a stronger silhouette, and there's a more negative on the dice roll against them. So charging open ground against those 34s in this scenario would not be best advised, I think, for the Soviet side. So instead, they're going to try engage with them some firefights, and on these far sides here, move around and see if they can engage the village, especially on this side. They need to engage this mortar team. This mortars can be quite effective, especially as these guys are here in the woods and not being able to use that piece of cover. So see how we get on. So end of turn 3, both flanks have been able to move closer to position. There's been some firefights this side. Now one of the Soviet squads was caught in the open by that mortar, and the mortar made very short work of that squad. So another squad eliminated there. On this side, over on this flank here, those MG-34s are not giving up easy, and they took out another squad there. There was some firefight between these rifle squads and this MG-34, resulting into a casualty token on there. So I think this side are in a good position to engage the 34s in a firefight. This side, they're making progress towards the village, but we've got two squads here out in the open, and in this scenario, I mean, normally, obviously, in these sort of games, being out in the open is not a good place to be. And this scenario, even less so. So we'll see how the Soviets can get on. The Germans are in a pretty strong position. The Axis here, they haven't lost any squads yet. These 34s are particularly effective in this scenario so far. So we'll see how we get on. So just finished round 4. The Soviets, as you can see, they were able to rush into the village. We've got a Soviet unit here in going to be in melee close combat with the mortar team. We've got another one here out in the open, but very close to the objectives here. Although there is a MG-34 there, and we've got a rifle squad there, another rifle squad here. On this side, a little bit slower progress for the Soviets. They've taken a few more casualties, but we've got a squad here, a unit here, right next to that MG-34, and we've got and they're backed up by 3 more squads. So the Soviets are getting close to the objectives, but the Axis powers still haven't lost any units and are able just to hold that defensive position. They've just got to hold it for one more turn. We're down to the last turn now, so we'll see if they can just hold on to those objectives, or if the Soviets will overwhelm them. So just finished up the last turn. As you can see, the Soviet forces were not really able to penetrate the German defences enough and inflict enough casualties to win. The Axis forces inflicted huge casualties on the attacking Soviet forces. The Soviets were able to grab this control point. They were able to defeat the mortar team in close combat, melee combat, and they were able to defeat one of the MG34 teams again in close combat. But unfortunately, they just couldn't push hard enough or quick enough to be able to try and secure on that, or take advantage of that and secure the village and grab those objectives. The Axis side only lost 2 squads, and both those squads were lost in close combat, like losing the mortar team that were here and the MG34 team over there. These 2 squads in particular, these rifle squads, even though they've got quite a low firepower, they were still just able to hold off the attacking Soviet forces. So quite a close game. Another couple of turns, I think the Soviets would have needed another couple of turns, I think, to have moved these units here into the village. Would have probably taken 2 more turns, and the Soviets just lost a lot of squads early mid game really, and it's partly because there's this large killing ground here, even with the reduced line of sight, because this game's set, or this mission is set at night. Even with that, the Axis player was able to inflict casualties on the Soviets quite significantly. Those MG34 teams, I mean, you got 3 of those MG34 teams. They are always going to wreak devastation on the opposing player if they can catch units out in the open. Also, in particular with this scenario, because you get another penalty for being out in the open because of the deep snow. It's kind of a double. Yeah, it's a tough mission, I think, for the Soviet player. Now, the last time I played this, actually, the Soviets were able to get more of the objectives in the village, but also took quite significant casualties as well. So yeah, quite a good fun. Well, I mean, a lot of fun mission. Quite close, I was going to say. It could have gone either way. I think at one point mid-game, I think it could have gone either way. I think really what the Soviets should have done was just push that bit harder. Now, some of that, I'm using the spent die for as in the 3rd edition. And that actually, I think, on this particular mission, because of the amount of ground the Soviet player has to cover, plus with the extra AP on the movement, really the road here, that's a 0 AP. Normal open ground is a -1 AP because of the snow. But the Axis player was able to cover this road really well, and it would have been more. They would have inflicted heavier casualties, I think, on the Soviet player. But a good fun, close scenario. Really sort of strong narrative as it plays out. This mission doesn't take too long to play. I'm going to say we played this in under an hour, which was great, including all the setup. And kind of want to play it again and try maybe a different tactic. And then the Axis player got. I mean, there was a handful of dice rolls, getting really good numbers, but not so much as to no jams. So in this particular mission, because it's in the cold, the 34s can jam on a 4 or less on an unmodified 2d6 roll. There's no jams, so they were very lucky not to get any jams. So yeah, looking forward to playing this again. I want to play it straight away. And as ever, thanks for watching. Thank you.